All right, thank you very much, Stefan. We appreciate it. So this brings us to our viewer outrage segment. Should governments be allowed to raise the retirement age of its citizens? Here's what you said. Jonathan, of course they can. They are the ones paying Social Security benefits. But Lori counters, not in this country. It has already been raised once on me to age 67. That's a good place to begin. So joining us now to discuss this, should we do it here in the USA, is Mark Levine, Democratic policy analyst, Emily Miller, senior editor at Human Events. Emily, welcome. What's wrong with raising the retirement age? Go right there. Start up.
Well, once you raise the retirement age, it means that our government's going to have our money for that much longer. And look at the French. I mean, we've seen today they're officially the laziest people on earth. We can't, they want to work. They already get retired at 60. We don't retire now till 67, and they can't even bear to retire till 62. And so they're rioting in the streets. And I'd like to say, it is Tuesday. Why aren't they at work?
Yeah.
So really, I mean,
well, they only have a 35-hour work week at that, right?
Yeah, exactly. They work like 6 months a year. They have so much vacation time. And I think they take a 2-hour lunch and a siesta nap. I mean, it's ridiculous. And
it's
now
a way to live. But Mark, are we running the risk here of becoming the next France? Let China become USA while we become like the French?
I think we're too little like the French. I wish our workers had as much people standing up for their rights, half as much as the French. Look, I don't think support lowering the retirement age to 62, but to raise our retirement age now when it's already been raised to 67, your caller is exactly right. Look, we have right now an economy where so much money is going from the poor middle class to billionaires that 1% of the nation already owns 24% of the nation's wealth. 20% own 84% of the wealth, and half this nation owns less than 1% of the nation's wealth. We are becoming like Mexico. We have a few very rich people and vast poor.
Mark has a lot of facts there, but the issue is that Social Security is bankrupt.
It's not.
It is absolutely. We're spending more, and it's because of Obama's big government spending. The more with Obamacare, with all his big tax and liberal spending of your president, that we're in this mess. And he's spending the more time that we give him and the more money that we give this president out of our Social Security, it will be spent. What we need to do is have private retirement accounts for individuals so we can control our money and what to do with our Social Security.
Go ahead, Mark.
Take away the last security that people have. Social Security, you want to take away our health care, you want to take away our education.
Mark is on the fringe on this issue. Mark is on the fringe on this issue. 70% of Americans under the age of 30 support privatizing Social Security, doing personal retirement accounts, as well as overwhelming 60% of all Americans
I don't buy that for a second, because what you're doing, Emily, you're trying to scare people into thinking that Social Security won't be around. Look, Emily, your president supported $1 trillion going to Iraq, wasted. Supported another hundreds of billions of dollars to oil companies.
People who are free from a dictator.
You pay for all of your Iraq war. You pay for all that money going to billionaires.
I think I was an American and
before you start taking the last refuge that the elderly have to protect their savings.
No one is talking about taking away their Social Security. Obama's spending their money. What we're talking about is preserving it so that the money we're putting into Social Security, which is now being spent on Obamacare.
Let me just ask Mark, wouldn't you like the idea of having that money yourself so that you know if you want to retire at 60 or 70 or 52, you can do so because it's your money, you own it, no one can take it away.
And right now the government spends it. That's the key point. There is no lockbox. All the Social Security tax revenues are not paid into Social Security accounts. They go right into wasteful stimulus spending.
That's exactly right. And
remember, the Democrats supported the lockbox. The Democrats said to Republicans, don't touch our Social Security earnings. The Republicans took our Social Security funds and they spent it on billionaires. Give us the money back.
The Republicans are not in charge of Congress. The Democrats in charge of the White House, the Democrats in charge of the House and Senate for 2 more weeks, I will add. But in that time, the Social Security has the amount of revenue in Social Security has gone down enormously. Most Americans would like to privatize part of that money so we can guarantee in our retirement that money.
We got to leave it there. Mark and Emily, thanks to both of you for joining us for a very spirited and passionate debate.
Emily.
We certainly thank you for your spirit.
I think Mark puts way too much trust in the government, though, because he thinks that that money's going to be there for him.
I think Emily fingered the French pretty good. That's my take.
Larry likes that. All right. When we come back,
it's one.